Hello and welcome to your July readings. We are officially in Cancer season and we are in a Mercury retrograde until the end of July, or almost the end of July. So I want to throw that out there, guys. Not the best time to make any huge plans, not the best time to sign contracts. If you have to, you have to, but I would recommend that you do it either at the very beginning of the retrograde or at the very end, but if you can help waiting till after, that's when I would do that, okay? This particular month we are going to be in a go kind of an energy. I've been watching the energies kind of progress throughout the spring, and especially with everything going on in the world. And June and July were definitely the months that everything was kind of picking up pace, okay? A lot of passion, a lot of action, a lot of go, a lot of possibly just movement, trying to actually get out there and do some stuff. So there's a lot of that going on. Discern, carefully as far as your energy goes throughout the month. But we're going to take a look at your personal emotional state and, I say personal, it's a general reading. But we're going to look at the self, which direction you're going in, what the external influences are, blockages, actions, and we're going to see kind of what you're manifesting into your life at the moment, okay? So I wanted to throw those out there. Let's take a look and see where your stuff is going. And if you are interested in a personal reading or want to look at your situation specifically, all my information for a booking is down below. All my rates are still 50% off, and all the information on how to book a session is there if you are interested. Hey Pisces, let's see how the Cancer energy and the retrograde is affecting you. And we're going to start with just kind of seeing what kind of emotional state you are, what kind of emotional state you're in. I'll spit it out eventually. Let's take a look. Alright, so we've got the Two of Pentacles. Alright, well, trying to find a harmonious balance or reliability, success in a partnership, or in just having that equality. Alright, Six of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So, a successful breakthrough, okay, is what you're seeking, and a very passionate, satisfying new beginning that has progression, satisfaction, full-out passion, and stability. I mean, that is ultimately the only thing that you're desiring here. And you're pretty much willing to do whatever it takes to get it. The Hermit. So you've been very patiently waiting for this to take place, which I kind of get the feeling you're like losing your patience just a little. Alright. Five of Cups. Feeling that emotional, so you're feeling that emotional release. There's like an ebb and flow of emotions because of it. You're waiting for positive things to come along, but you've been having to be very patient as the small developments take its course, and it has taken a lot of lacking reciprocity. Let's put it that way. But I do see balance coming your way. All right, let's take a look at why you're feeling this way. What is this trying to teach you? Ten of Pentacles. Four of Wands, Five of Wands, the Fool card, okay? So it's trying to teach you that through your own personal stability, you are not only able to support yourself, but then you're able to support others, to support a family, to know what that looks like, to know what that incorporates, okay? That it's not just money or emotions or stability or compassion or reliability or passion in general, or consistency, all of those things. And it's a lot, especially when you're dealing with people's emotions. And then your own. As a Pisces, you are already dealing with your own. Now you're trying to incorporate your feelings for somebody else, which is going to be intense naturally because you're Pisces. The Four of Wands and the Five of Wands. So developing that stable energy to where you can go from having a satisfaction to being able to expand on that and allowing more successful breakthroughs to come forward. And then an entirely new beginning comes from that. So it's just kind of a slow and steady progression here of knowing yourself, knowing what it's going to take, being able to satisfy that requirement, and then having the breakthrough, having the moment to actually put it all in place, to those tools in action, okay? So the reason this is happening is to define and strengthen. Now, external influences. How is your role affecting, your relationships? 7 of Swords. So external influences are kind of have you in this 50-50 position. On one side, you're fearing deceit, you're fearing loss, you're fearing things going wrong. And on the other hand, you feel like things are going in a direction where there is a deeper meaning, where there are enhancements happening with regards to investment of time and the payoff of lifestyle changes and things like that. But I'm seeing that there's an influence from an outside source that it's kind of determining which direction that goes on a daily basis. Now, one of my suggestions to you is, as much as that's natural and that happens, I am seeing a message to not let that affect your daily outlook. And the closer you can come to that, the faster the reality you're looking for will arrive. It's an interesting message. It's an interesting message because it's saying that there's no amount of anybody or anything else that can come into your life to give you as much satisfaction as you yourself can give. You have to have that 100% satisfaction within yourself, regardless of the idea of someone else being in your life. Reflect on that, act on it, which means you're not necessarily reaching out every opportunity or every chance that you get every time you think of it. It's allowing life and the path to take its course, regardless of your measured decisions and actions. It's about almost retreating and letting it happen in its own way, and allowing yourself to prove to yourself that regardless of your actions, it's not on you to make this move forward, okay? It's actually more important for you to remember that regardless of how someone else is feeling day to day, you're still you, and you're not going to let it affect what you think the ultimate outcome is going to be. Okay? And if it is, then there's something else going on. You need to address why that is. And if it's just a lack of communication, communicate. If it's just a lack of having the realistic milestones to create such an idea, address that. But whatever it is, it's getting you to the point where you aren't influenced by others. Your ultimate result of who you are and what you want at the end of the day stays the same regardless, okay? Yes, our emotions can kind of go up and down, but at the end of the day, you're training yourself to not let it affect what you think the ultimate outcome is going to be, okay? Any blockages here? Ace of Earth, 2 of Cups in the reverse. It's like you're getting breakthrough information or news or these ideas that are helping you to know when and when not to make moves when it comes to relationships, to keep it harmonious, to keep the reconciliation happening. But sometimes I feel like you use that information and sometimes you avoid it. Sometimes you get that message and you're like, but I want to do it this way, okay? So just keep those in mind, because sometimes you're getting those to help because you don't necessarily know exactly what the other person's going through. You might, but I would just keep your senses open to change too, because you never know. Some of those things might morph into something new. They always will, and so you kind of need to keep yourself in an open level without thinking that you always know the answers. You want to keep yourself in a position where new I don't want to say issues, but you want to make it to where new issues can come in that you can address without thinking that none exist. Okay, that's going to create more problems. What you need to be focusing on right now. Got the 9 of Wands. Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. The focus is giving that intuitive support based on intuition and based on whether or not somebody actually needs it, okay? If there's an investment due, then give the investment. If there's not one and it wasn't requested or isn't really one that's needed, I would reflect before you just throw something out there. It's not procrastinating, but it's being cautious and listening to more of an intuition than your ego. Okay? Anything else regarding that? Six of Swords. In doing this, you will find some clarity. You will find a focal point that tells you, okay, well, if I'm not meant to focus on that, and they didn't really ask for this, that's only me that's wanting that, so how can I better address what is needed? And that's just taking a moment to step back and see things from a bigger perspective, a bigger picture, okay? All right. And what are you ultimately manifesting into your life? We've got the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. So you are getting a karmic reward, lots and lots of different types of fulfillments that are coming your way. I feel like you're going to be emotionally just kind of all over the place, but in a good way, because you're going to be, so did you see what happened? Is like you that's what you want, but you let things kind of develop, and that's exactly what you got. Now, the journey might not look exactly the way you planned it, but that doesn't mean your result's not going to be the same, okay? Four of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and the World. I also see you're manifesting a shift here. That's taking away from any of the past heartache, past problems, and taking on a new set of resources to where you can provide a long-term journey or goal and really set a milestone with some power, or the powerful punch here, towards something you ultimately want that's going to be very long-term, okay? Chariot at the bottom of the deck. Anything else you need to know about this? There's been a lack of communication. I see that coming to an end. I see illusions coming out to where there can be some truth set to them, okay? And I see some pretty good rewards and developments coming out through your patience. That's definitely going to pay off. And Messenger of Fire. You get a very good, very passionate, very powerful message about something new that's getting ready to take place, that's coming towards you. Some travel. It's very good influence here. And I think it's something that has to do with plans, projects, could be moving, but it's big, okay? Very big, very influential. And I'm just curious how it will make you feel in the end. Like, well, it was in reverse. Ten of Swords in reverse. Like the weight is finally lifted. Messenger of Air. Like truth is finally being spoken. And the Sun card. Like things are finally looking up, they're being rewarded, and you are being absolutely gifted with this new opportunity. I love it. I think these are fantastic cards. I think things are going exactly as planned. And for you, the biggest challenge is going to be to let it develop as it needs to, all right? I hope that helps give you some clarification. If you want to look at your personal situation, let me know. Otherwise, much love and have a great month.